But it's, you know, still in the same theme, it's all
genre.
pancakes.
Pancake genre of music.
Pancake genre, which, by the way, Jen Carfagno takes her pancakes with no butter and no syrup. She likes her pancakes dry. I've never heard of anyone eating pancakes like that.
No, never?
Never. I've never.
Well, actually, no one is agreeing with me. But there's one person on Twitter who said their son uses salt.
Their son. That's like, so you eat your pancakes like a child.
I don't put salt on my pancakes. I'm not opposed to that. I might try it. Anyway, I don't know, they're too sweet with all the syrup and too soggy.
Sweet and salty together?
Yeah.
I can get that.
Salty. Yeah. All right. But let's go ahead and take a look at the radar here. Speaking of blueberry pancakes, got some blue on our radar this morning showing us snow that's really been coming down here. And, you know, where we have some of these brighter echoes, right in here, you see where we sort of have this zone. This is where we're getting some of the biggest snowfall totals, and the numbers actually have gone up. So here's the 3-inchers. We got Lydia at 3.8, actually, Oakley 3.8. But there's actually some bigger totals that have now come in. Look at this. Let's go to the snow that's coming down from Guyman, Oklahoma, actually all the way down towards Amarillo. We're getting into a little bit of snow. But over here, near Guyman, in Turpin, 7 inches of snow, drifts up to a foot here in Beaver County. The sheriff's office reporting that, and reduced visibility, not good traction out there. Roads are snow covered up into western Kansas as well. I checked out CanDOT, a lot of snow covered roads across the western portion of the state. Now, we will get some little more snow moving east. We're going to watch Wichita, where we're just starting to drop down to near the freezing mark. Oklahoma City, we might finish with a few snowflakes, not expecting a lot of accumulation there. It's all going to be just off to our west and northwest that we get into that bigger snow. 5 to 8 inches of snow. This has been our forecast. Some of you already are up there at that 7 inches like we saw there into Oklahoma. All right, so this isn't it for snow this week. A growing storm could drop heavy snow in the northeast this weekend. In 14 minutes, a closer look at how it could play out if it does. So, Kelly, for now, though, it's about a foggy ride for more than 9 million people.
Yeah, and this time yesterday, you know, a big hot dog just rolling down the street like that.
It's hilarious. I've seen them before.
Yeah.
But on a day like today, you need to slow your roll, by the way. If you are driving across the south where you have either fog or showers and thunderstorms, and yes, even snow as far south as Texas, the panhandle of Texas, getting some of that moderate to heavy snow at times. So for now, we're good. I just checked across the country. No delays quite yet, but we could see that change, especially for areas where we have the thunderstorms like Dallas, Oklahoma City. It's rain and wind, and then eventually snowflakes for you. Good flying day, though, for New York. Atlanta, not too bad. Wichita, moderate delays as we start with rain and go over to snow. In fact, we've got all the precip types on the map here in the southern plains, where you see the purple. That's a mix of rain and snow, or that transition zone where you change from rain over to snow with that cold air blowing in on those gusty winds, 35 to 40 miles per hour. So firm grip on that wheel as you're making that ride along I-35. There's your rain in Oklahoma City. Snow, though, in Amarillo, Texas. You've got 31 degrees there. The snow is a little bit heavier. We've already seen several inches of snow in parts of western Kansas. You can see Newton. You're getting the snow, but it's rather icy in some other areas. Oklahoma City with the rain right now, and then you make your way down here into Texas. It's actually pretty mild, and therefore just rain and even thunderstorms that we had earlier around San Antonio, now moving just to our east, but College Station is still in that moderate rain with temperatures here in the mid-50s. Guys, over to you.
Well below average. All the low pressures really have kind of been taking this sort of path here. And you know, we haven't had any big East Coast storms.
No.
I mean, even the Midwest, the bulk of the Midwest,
And there just hasn't been a good cold air source that's stuck around. The flow has been pretty fast moving, pretty zonal, things moving quickly from west to east. So you need a big meridional jet stream pattern to get, a storm to stay a while, right?
All right, so what's going to happen with our low pressure? The question is, where does this develop? When does it develop? And then does it stay close to the coast, or does it go out to sea? The reason that we have so many questions still is because the components, or some of the components associated with this low, are still way out in the Pacific.
Yeah, and then once it forms, how strong is it? Where exactly does it form? And then where does it go? Is it close to the coast? Is it an inside runner bringing rain to the I-95? Is it out to sea, meaning limited impacts here at all to the eastern U.S., or somewhere in between?
So. All right, but still, some of those components, again, are way out in the Pacific. So that's why there's still uncertainty of exactly how you will be impacted and why you have to watch the weather. This is our model run from Sunday evening, the Euro. And, I mean, it's just like, literally, they just like took the dice and like, and it just everywhere.
So the ensembles, show if you tweak the initial conditions a little bit, knowing that we don't know everything, about what's happening in the atmosphere right now, what kind of output would you get? Look, yeah, as Steph said, roll the dice and anywhere. The run from last night has a little more sort of close togetherness.
Now, the question is, when you look at the Euro and the GFS, how strong and how close, we can't tell you that right now. But as we head into our Saturday, you know, could we have weather here? Yes. Could this be a little bit farther off the coast and not as abundant weather?
Yeah.
The answer is yes, all right? Yes and yes.
But based on the, you know, ensemble runs of both the GFS and the European model and the other models that we follow too, there's definitely an opportunity still to get some snow in the Northeast, which is why we have to keep following all of the details and the nuances of the forecast.
All right, so what this breaks down to, I know it's very early to read a lot of words on the screen this morning. The potential exists for a coastal low. We can't tell you how close, how far it will be. So you got to stay tuned because, Jen, as you keep saying, people see something and that's what they want.
I know.
And they're like, that's what's going to happen. Not necessarily.
No, you got to pay attention to changes in the forecast. It has been a slow start to the season. Actually, it's our lowest number of named storms on record, only 10 so far this season.
All right, as we head into the weekend, Kelly, well, let's talk about that because, I mean, it's Tuesday, but why not?
There's a word for that, Steph, right? You were just saying a lot of people wish for it to happen, wish casting, right? So for those of you in the Northeast who are wishing for some snow, I mean, it's still on the table, as those guys just talked about. So we'll have to wait and see as these systems move across the country. I mean, the system that we're watching is still just yet to enter the West Coast, so it's got a ways to go. Showers, though, moving through the Southeast. We know that for sure on your Wednesday. Places like Atlanta, Birmingham, not like we need the rain, but that is going to be the